Hi Year 3, happy Wednesday. I wanted to give my big superstar shout out to 3 people today who are actually in my class, and that's to Scarlett. And Scarlett, you have got it for finding your definitions in your dictionary. Well done. To Isabel, your handwriting is coming along really nicely. I think somebody's very close to getting a pen licence when they return to school. And to Seren. And Seren, that's because you use really good conjunctions in our comprehension, like because and as, consistently. So that means you do it all the time. Well done, girls. Okie doke, so you know by now that we have to get our brains warmed up, ready for our learning. And today, our learning and our warm-up has everything to do with adjectives. Now, what do adjectives do? I'm sure they have a purpose. They describe nouns, a person, a place, or a thing. Can anybody see a person, a place, or a thing on my whiteboard? I can. I can see a horrible, haunted house. So my noun is my house. And I have described it with 2 adjectives. What 2 adjectives did I describe it as? Haunted and horrible. Haunted and horrible. So these 2 words, these 2 adjectives are going to help you with your warm-up challenge today. So what you will need is your whiteboard and your whiteboard pen. So if you haven't got those, hit pause on the video now and go and get them. And you have got to write as many adjectives that you can think of to describe this haunted house as possible. Let's see if you can fill one side of your whiteboards. Off you go. Okay, so Miss Morgan has put some adjectives on her whiteboard. So let's see if you've managed to get as many as me, or even better. I hope you have got even better adjectives. So what have I included? I've got scary. That's a bit boring though, isn't it? So I put eerie, terrifying, ghoulish, crooked, ancient, haunted house. Well done if you've got any of the same adjectives as I have. I look forward to seeing if you have very different ones to me. Okay, so now our brains are nice and warmed up, we can read our learning question for Wednesday the 3rd of February. And let's read it together, Year 3. Can I write a simile to describe a character in the text? Can I write a simile? I'm sure we've done that already. Have we? Yes, we have, and we know we've got to use some adjectives in our similes. Okay, so we're describing a character in our text. So I know that we are still on Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. Does anybody have a clue of what character we're going to describe? Well done if you've got the Green Knight. And I've got some fantastic pictures of our Green Knight here. And in our similes, we need to use some adjectives. And then we need to compare the adjectives to something else. So I know that in a simile, it usually says, the mysterious knight was as something. Or the mysterious knight was something like something. Okay, so before we even do that, we need to think of some adjectives to describe our Green Knight. Now, can anybody think of any? Okay, what I want you to do now is on your whiteboard, you are going to write some adjectives again. So you'll have to flip your whiteboard over to a clean side. And we're going to write some adjectives down. So the first one that comes to my mind for my Green Knight when I look at him here is, he is colossal. What does colossal mean? Think back to literacy when we did the BFG. Colossal. He's humongous, enormous. So I'm going to write colossal. Remember, colossal is 1 L and 2 S's. Then I'm going to put a little dash, and a dash is just a line like this. And I'm going to compare the Green Knight being colossal to something else. What do I know that is huge. Okay, what else is colossal? What about a tower? Do you remember Sandon Tower? It's huge compared to the rest of the building, so I'm going to use a tower. Okay. I'm comparing the Green Knight to a tower. Okay, so what I want you to do now on your whiteboards is to write down your adjectives that come to mind. So I know that he looks mouldy, he looks emerald green, okay, and then you are going to compare it to something else. So you could say mouldy like grass. Grass can be a bit mouldy, can't it? Okay, so hit pause on this video now and see how many adjectives you can think of to describe the character, and then what you could compare that adjective to, or the character to. Okay, I hope you found some fantastic adjectives for that and things to compare them to as well. So I'm going to show you mine now. So I have written colossal like tower, mouldy like moss. Do you remember the word moss from our last text? Emerald green like fresh cut grass, sparkly, and I know that the sun is sparkly, radiant, and I know that diamonds are radiant. That means that they are bright and glowing. Okay, so if you send a photo of your whiteboard in on both sides, I would love to see what you have included. In a moment, Year 3, we're going to move on to our purple book task, and we are going to write some similes to describe the Green Knight in them. However, we need to remind ourselves what a simile is and what 2 rules that we must follow when we write our similes. So, say them with me and say them loud, okay? Rule number 1, I must have an adjective. I must have an adjective. And rule number 2, I must have a noun. I must have a noun. Okay. Do you remember your rules? 1, I must have an adjective. And rule 2, I must use a noun. So I'm describing the mysterious night. So I've already written that down. The mysterious night was, and what was he? What adjective can we use to describe him? I'm going to use my whiteboard to help me because I've already written it down. Colossal. That's a great adjective. And remember, colossal means really big. Colossal was as colossal as a tower. So I've used my adjective colossal. Am I using my noun tower? Is tower a noun? Person, place, or a thing? Yes, it is. As a tower. Let me read my sentence. Check that it makes sense. Read it with me. The mysterious night was as colossal as tower. I've missed a word. A tower. It's a good job. I read my sentence to check that it made sense. Okay, now have a look at your whiteboard and think, oh, what adjective and what noun can I use in my simile? So I will do one more as an example for you. Now I quite like radiant like a diamond. So the mysterious night was, my adjective is radiant. Radiant like a diamond. Is diamond a noun? It's a thing, yes it is. Diamond, and diamond has got an A after the I. Diamond. Let's make sure that my sentence makes sense. The mysterious night was radiant like diamond. Miss Morgan's missed another word again. A. This is why, Year 3, you have to check your sentences to see that you've included every single word in there. Okay, so I've written some great similes there to describe our Green Knight. Okay, Year 3, if you haven't already, make sure that you go and get your purple book ready for our purple book task. So hit pause on the video and go and get it. Okay, so if you remember, our learning question for today was, can I write a simile to describe a character from our text? And we are describing the Green Knight. So I have already written my date Wednesday the 3rd of February and my title Comprehension, and I've underlined both of them. So before I start my work, I know I must miss a line so that it's presented nice and neat. Okay, so I want us to write, now you don't have to write this, but I want at least 4 similes from you. 4. That's not too much to ask, is it, year 3? Because I know you'll be brilliant at this. So you can write number 1 to show me where you are writing your first simile to describe the night. So I'm going to start my sentence with the character that I'm describing. And I don't just want to write the green night. It's a bit boring, isn't it? What word did I use? What adjective did I use in my similes? Mysterious, because I don't know what he is like. Okay, so capital letter, the mysterious green night. And I've used the capital letter for night because that's the name of the character. Oh, what must I have in between mysterious and green if they are 2 adjectives? I must use a comma. Well done if you remembered that. The mysterious green night. And in a simile, I have to use the words as or like. I'm going to use as first. Okay. So as, what are my 2 rules? Number 1, I need to use an adjective to describe him. And number 2, I need to use a noun to compare it. I already have my words that I'm using. So I'm going to write emerald green. Actually, no. I'm going to write mouldy, like moss. The mysterious green night was as, okay, so my adjective goes next, mouldy, and I think I've got to use another as, was as mouldy as moss. Okay, so I've used my adjective and now I'm going to use my noun. So let's double check my sentence to see that it makes sense. The mysterious green night was as mouldy as moss. Is that right? Is that a simile? Yes, it is. Okay, so it's your turn now. Don't forget to use your whiteboards to help you. And I would like 4 similes to describe the green night, please. And if you would like to after, I will let you draw a picture of your green night underneath. Okay? So good luck with your task, and then we'll move on to our CPG books. I hope you've worked really hard for your purple book task, and I have got 4 similes at least, okay? So make sure that you get your comprehension book now. If you haven't got it, hit pause and go and get it. Okay, so today we are on the same page as we were on yesterday, and that is page number 30. So go in and the green night. Okay, so yesterday we already answered questions 1, 2 and question 3. And today, because I hope you've worked really hard doing your similes, we're only going to answer 2 questions. It's your lucky day, year 3. So let's look at question number 4 together. In what way do you think the green knight's legs are like tree trunks? Line 21. Now I can see the word like and the noun tree trunks. I wonder if there is a simile in our text. Let's have a look on line 22. Okay, so we're here. Okay, no, shoulder to shoulder. He was as broad as any 3 men stood side by side, and his legs were massive like tree trunks. Have we got a simile there? Is massive an adjective? It is. Hopefully that should help you to answer your question. And then our last question for today is question number 5, and this one's worth 2 marks, okay? So that probably means that you're going to have to use your conjunction to expand your sentence. It says, why do you think the author, so the person who has written the text, keeps repeating the word green in lines 23 to 26? Now I'm sure that's when the author is describing the green night. Let's have a look. Okay, the giant was green, green from head to toe. Yes, bright green, I tell you, as green as beech leaves in summer. Or another simile. So, if you wrote a story about a green knight, and you only mentioned that your green knight was green once, do you think that would stick in the reader's brain that he was really green? So why do you think the author has written it more than once? Why do you think the author keeps repeating the adjective green? Okay, so well done for today's learning. I can't wait to see your similes, and I will see you tomorrow for tomorrow's comprehension learning, Year 3. See you soon.